Hey everyone, this is Nikachu, and today we're going to play Spencer Ward's Enchantress deck. Donated on a deck list review. He's trying to make Generous Visitor a gigantic creature with the +1/+1 counters. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Any of your creatures, and you know what? This might not be an enchantment, but basically everything is. On Thin Ice, Fang of Shigeki, Destiny Spinner. This is a spirit, I guess. But there's enchantments. Everything is like an enchantment creature or an enchantment, including Enchantress's Presence. You love the kind of wacky decks we see on Deck List Review. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Well, we're doing our best chance to make this a decent Enchantress deck. I have no idea what's going to happen. On Thin Ice is a very good, useful removal spell. When On Thin Ice enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until On Thin Ice leaves the battlefield. And we do have the snow-covered lands to put it on and hopefully trigger some value off of things like Sithis Harvest Hand, where it says whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you gain a life and draw a card. And also with Enchantress's Presence, whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card. So hopefully all this stuff is going to work together to help bring our opponent down. And when we have Sylvan Anthem into the deck as well, green creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever a green creature enters the battlefield, though, you get to scry 1. So ideally, scry garbage to the bottom. But actually, that synergy isn't as good as I thought it would be, because you're going to draw the card first, then you scry. It's not really where you want to be. Usually you want to scry first, then draw the card. But we'll do our best. Destiny Spinner makes our creatures and enchantments uncounterable, and it can turn lands into creatures equal to the number of enchantments we control. Kami of Transience is a 2/2 trampling spirit. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it's like Thal's Lieutenant or Champion of the Parish in that way. At the beginning of each end step, and if an enchantment was put into your graveyard from the battlefield this turn, you may return Kami of Transience from your graveyard to your hand. So if any of these enchantment creatures die, we're going to get value back. Although I would not. So we're gonna grind out. I think this deck is gonna grind out any deck on cards, but hopefully we do not get raced. Jukai Naturalist for 2 mana, 2/2 lifelinker. Enchantment spells we cast cost 1 less to cast. History of Benelia, not too bad of a card. Creates 2/2 knights every single turn, and then, well, on the 3rd chapter, knights you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. We can even bring it back with Hall of Heliod's Generosity, a land that taps for a colorless, and for a white and a generic, put target enchantment card from your graveyard on top of your library. And we are going to take advantage of the green and white lands, Iganjo and Boseiju. Sideboard, we have Deafening Silence for some of those combo decks, Rest in Peace for the graveyard decks, Prismatic Ending for basically any deck, Choke for Choke for the control decks. I have a feeling if we're going to win, we're going to easily win because we choke them out. Alright, with that, let's get into our game. And we lost the die roll again. I'm not winning a lot of die rolls for deck list review today. Which I think is really important for these decks like Enchantress, which are a little clunky. Let's make no mistake, these decks are a bit clunky. We don't have enough lands in this hand, so I'm going to mulligan. We do have lands. I guess we're going to keep this, but it's not the highest quality hand ever. We'll probably put a... Probably Windswept Heath just on the bottom. Play Temple Garden, Plains. No, actually we have to put the Plains on the bottom. We'll keep. Because we need double green for Sylvan Anthem eventually. I'm calling it the opponent is playing Tron. It's possible. Knowing your luck, Spencer Ward, no Tron, maybe just control. Which in that case we might have a chance. Oh, Affinity. That's very dangerous. We need to gain a lot of life off of this Harvest Hand. Okay, let's see how bad this could be. Did they mulligan a little bit? They mulliganed a little bit. Asper Sentinel. Okay, so they're going to draw a lot of cards off of us. So we have a lot of non-creature spells in this deck. Or do we? But if we play this now, they're still going to draw a card, so let's wait. Or maybe we play Sithis first, then exile this thing. Could be hammer time too. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, this could be very. This is this. We just assume this is hammer time. Target creature, just creatures. All right, this is useless right now. Oh, by the way, as we get into this game, we're going to thank our sponsors, FusionGamingOnline.com, your one-stop shop for all modern cards. If you want to take your jank to the next level, or even just make it a reality, you can buy the singles from FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout for 5% off all your purchases. And we're going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. To see if we even want to buy these cards in the first place. We rent them to test out these decks, to fine-tune them. And we can do that with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 15% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu. So, we got a generous visitor. I could play this and say screw it on it. I have to get rid of this Pure Steel Paladin, right? Otherwise, this is just going to get a hammer and I'm dead. So, but we can wait on that. We could wait a turn. Yeah, I think we can wait. Sithis Anthem's Presence? So, you're just saying Sithis. Okay, let's get... So I have to get a Plains card. We have to get a snow-covered Plains. I'll just play Sithis. Visitor, then Sithis? No, I want to gain some life. I would rather go Sithis, Generous Visitor, and On Thin Ice next turn. I think that's a better line. A way better line. It's more mana efficient. I won't let my opponent draw a card. Alright, hammer. Urza Saga gonna do something here. Can I see your cat? Do we have a cat available? Cat's not always here. Salud! Salud! Nah, he's not coming. Somewhere, like, in the afternoon, they just get tired and lazy, and then after they eat supper, then they're really active for the rest of the evening and night. Oh, not a big attack now, are we? Not feeling very confident, are we? Another generous visitor. Very generous. Okay, so we'll play on thin. Choose target. Oops, yes, the target snowland. Pay the white. Get the triggers. Oh, I have to choose a creature that gets the counter. Generous visitor, sure. Okay, I'll pay the 1. This scum here is gonna make things so awkward. Okay, we're gonna eat the Pure Steel Paladin because eventually this is gonna get a hammer, and then that would just equip the hammer to anything, and we're just totally screwed. We drew another Sylvan Anthem, which is useless right now. We'll pass. Cats don't call. They don't answer calls. They just come whenever they feel like it. I can convince my cats to show up. Why didn't I get another green? Because I needed the plane. I need the snow-covered plains, or otherwise I can't cast the On Thin Ice at all. Great question, though. I know it's awkward. I need another green source just so I can play Generous Visitor and Enchantress's Presence at the same time. Actually, we're gonna run out of things to do really quickly. Okay, how quickly can we buff up these Generous Visitors? And they got a Shadow Spear. Oh, does this deck have snow duels? This deck has no snow duel. Maybe it could use one. When are you going to switch to streaming on YouTube? Any moment now. Any moment, and it's over. For Twitch. I just have to, like, set up my Streamlabs to stream on YouTube. And then I'll make the switch, and I won't go back. Alright, take 7. I love taking 7. Is Twitch that bad? You know what? People are getting confused. A lot of people don't even know I have this morning show on Coffee and MTG. Ooh, this is not bad! All of a sudden, this Fang of Shigeki is like the best thing I could possibly ask for. Okay, we'll put a counter on Generous Visitor. Could use some better mana here. Wow, we are really choked on green sources. Not bad at all. We're gonna still take a hoof of damage, but... I cannot cast anything. How absolutely evil. How do I sub on YouTube? Go to youtube.com/Nikachu MTG streams. Oh, how do I sub? There's like a join button at like the bottom right of a video, and it's the equivalent of a sub, except you can't use Amazon Prime. And I have actually no problem moving because I make way more in donations on YouTube than I do in subs on Twitch. You can still actually support the channel by subbing on Twitch. I just won't stream here anymore. That's the only difference. Well, this thing might kill us. Can't gain enough life to get around that. Okay, chump blocking. We be chump blocking now. We need more of these. This guy. This guy was actually useful. Fang of Shigeki. Need more of them Fang of Shigekis out there. Pure Steel Paladin. Alright. But no hammer. That's good. Esper Sentinel feeling a little buff right now. What do I want? Lands? This is not terrible. But at the same time, it is terrible. I think my best bet is play Sithis, hope to draw a green source. That's not a green source. Oh, it's legendary. Okay, I'm gonna scoop and shame then. Scoop! Shame scoop! Well, this was not really going our way anyway. I would have to play History of Benalia, let them draw a card. Alright, what do we got here? Deafening Silence. Rest in peace. Prismatic Ending is a good one. What is not good here? I did not have a plan. This is really clunky. But maybe we need a win condition here. Trample, whenever you play an enchantment spell, it's fine. This is well, I don't know if this is actually clunky or the mana just didn't come through for us. Lifelink is going to be very important in this matchup. Green creatures you control get +1/+1. Or a green creature enters the battlefield, you draw a card. I want to say that this is important. Maybe drawing cards is not as important. Should every green deck run at least one Boseiju? At least in the sideboard. Like if you have any... I mean, if you care about enchantments or artifacts at all, then yeah. Drop the spinner? Alright. We'd be a little clunky with this. I don't know. The spinner's okay. It's a 2/3 creature. But it's not beating the largest stuff, but it can at least chump block the smallest stuff. Hand with nothing, mulligan. A hand with something. Okay, we'll keep. And we'll get rid of the Anthem for now. Hey, we're gonna curve out relatively well. We gotta hope for a plains card for this, though. Oh, sorry, we need a fetch land or a snow-covered plains for on thin ice. Anthem has always been the weakest part of the deck in your experience. I agree. It will be. Oh, this is not good. Alright, let's get in there. Come on, snow-covered plains. Show us the snow-covered plains here, baby. And then we're really in business. And then we can start drawing cards off this thing. Although this is sort of weak. This is all soft versus a Hammer Time deck. They can just play all this stuff at instant speed. Aha! Alright, so, I mean, I'm just gonna exile, I guess, Stoneforge Mystic. So it just can't come into play at instant speed. And we start drawing some cards. We'll go all in on this Generous Visitor, I guess. Jukai Naturalist, alright. That is completely useless right now. In theory, we could eat up both these creatures. And this is an enchantment too, so... Alright, attack! This is our best game of today. I'm declaring it. Hey, we got a blocker. Oh, I should have played... Actually, I should have played this earlier. Okay. I screwed that up. We could have got... We missed a point of damage. This is what happens when the deck is online. Online, we say. Best Raka doesn't like the spinner. Well, I wasn't sure about the spinner when we were suggesting the damn thing. What did this deck used to look like? It was all in on this and a bunch of random enchantments. Exile target, non-land permanent. Damn it, we can't exile you. Nettle Cyst. Alright, well that's something to on thin ice. How much does it to equip? I mean, maybe I'll prismatic ending this thing away. Maybe we'll go hit it with a no, what to do here? Because if I play Enchantress's Presence, then we can have a big turn. Let's just go for the big turn. Oh, it only costs 2 less! I totally forgot about this guy's ability. Only costs 1 less, sure. Okay, let's buff up the Jukai Naturalist. Let's divide the damage. Spread the love. Spreading the love. sure this thing can go. Sith this Harvest Hand. Draw a card. Draw another. Fang of Shigeki. Fang. The Fang is online. Now I'm thinking, do I even care? My creatures are getting big. Whatever. We'll play Fang of Shigeki. Oh, we are online, Enchantress fam. I mean, this is online. And I can still play a land this turn, can't I? Now, even if you suit this thing up with like a hammer, we could just block with our Fang of Shigeki. Oh, did I play land this turn? Alright, well, forget that. It had red for Blood Moon and Rhythm of the Wild before. That's a little ambitious. Utopia Sprawl is a very interesting suggestion for this deck. But the problem is there's a lot of 2-drops in here. But maybe it still works, because it is an enchantment. You go to turn 2 Enchantress's Presence. Maybe I should more strongly consider that card. Okay, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know what's going to happen, opponent? We are going to take game 2 from you. That is exactly what's going to happen. You can take game 3, but you're not going to take game 2. It's a moral victory. I have to say, this is not that... I don't know. I guess this is important, because we are putting power on the battlefield. Because otherwise we wouldn't be in a position to win the game next turn if it wasn't for this guy. This guy's a super champion of the parish. Just put the counters anywhere. 1 mana Deep Root Elite. Oh yeah, they just conceded. They're like, you know what? Screw this. I'm not going to show you my sideboard tech. That's fine. Alright, let's run it back. We have a chance! It's tough to say that, though. On the draw is like a completely different story. But we do have a lot of removal for some of their key cards. Like... I wouldn't say On Thin Ice is one of them. And we can't even cast it right now. How many fetch lands are in this deck to get this On Thin Ice by turn 1? 4, 8, 12. Oh, we don't have enough. Okay, that's a deck design error. We should have 2 more fetch lands in this deck to find... Well, we don't necessarily need it on turn 1, but ideally, like, soonish. Okay, we are going to keep, though, because we can go play turn 1 Generous Visitor into turn 2 Jukai Naturalist, and then we can, like, hopefully play, like, Enchantress's Presence into History Banali or On Thin Ice. Giver of Runes. Attack into our Generous Visitor. Actually, maybe we want to save the Boseiju just in case I draw more stuff. If I draw another land, we might want to keep the Boseiju for destroying a hammer. Is there a Solitary Confinement in this deck? No. It's not a prison-like deck. Let's go in a different direction. Come on, snow-covered land. Oh, it can be any snow-covered land, though. So we do have snow-covered forest. I guess we have enough lands. Pure Steel Paladin. Also, pure nonsense. You didn't want to attack into my Generous Visitor, did you? Ha! Damn it. But we have to deal with the Giver of Runes first, which we can. Okay, so let's get rid of Giver of Runes. Or do we wait? No, I don't think we wait. Well, I can get rid of both of them, actually. But then I'll lose a lot of enchantments from Enchantress. Like, what the hell? We're gonna go for this first. Okay, let's go get the plains. Okay, we have to get rid of Give Reverence first. And then we can get rid of Pure Steel Paladin. So what are you gonna buff it up to, huh? What, pro what? Pro white? That's right. That's exactly what you're gonna go for. Maybe I'll sit on blocking duty. I think this is worth more than this. I don't know if I want to be aggro yet. Well, Inkmoth could be GG really quickly. Esper Sentinel. Not the card I want to see. That makes everything really expensive. Colossus Hammer. So what can oh, I can't do anything about this card. So they'll activate, we'll chump block. We'll on Thin Ice the Pure Steel Paladin, and then that will neutralize the position by quite a bit. I can also Boseiju the Colossus Hammer. Oh, that's interesting. They killed off their Pure Steel Paladin. That's great, because now I can just exile the Esper Sentinel. That's good enough for me, too. My opponent goes, oops. They didn't realize the error of their ways. I guess we're going to have to say, doesn't Boseiju break the hammer? It does break the hammer. But I might want to use this for mana. At the same time, I want to save the Boseiju. Okay, so we're going to save the Boseiju. But this is a real pain in the ass. Because I have to pay... Oh, I can't pay for this thing anyway. No, I'm not going to pay 11. Okay, so I missed out some value because I could have played the Generous Visitor first. Because it was impossible to deal with that. Damn, this deck is hard to play. Very hard. March our creature? Sure. Go for it. Canister! Raiding me, playing the weirdo Enchantress deck. Thanks so much, Canister. Must be really slim pickings for raiding people at this hour. Well, I'm gonna go all in on this Enchantress Presence, I think. Or do I play the Jukai Naturalist first? Then next turn I could play Enchantress. No, I'll play this first. Draw a card. Hopefully we can play History of Benalia next turn. We'll just play this. Hopefully we don't die. That's the plan. Don't die. Welcome everyone. I'm Nikachu, usually known as the Merfolk Master, but today we are playing a very, we are fighting Game 3 with Enchantress. Not the usual Enchantress, but this is like aggro Enchantress versus Hammer time. The Hammer player is sweating bullets. What is this for 3 mana? Nettle Cyst is on the board. Alright then. We got our land, which means we can play the Jukai Naturalist into History of Benalia. Draw a card. We got another Enchantress's Presence, but you know what? We need to get some defense. Some say a good offense begins with a good defense. I agree. Next turn we can play Enchantress's Presence and the Sylvan Anthem at the same time. Another Jukai Naturalist, so this Enchantress's presence will cost 1. Give me my 2/2 creature. We're blocking this bad boy. Well, of course, I mean, we could just die out of nowhere. Our opponent could just play Pure Steel Paladin, and it's GG. Inkmoth comes and kills us. And here comes the Pure Steel Paladin. The pure pile of shit. But at least it's not equipping this thing right now. But I do need to find an answer to this hammer equipping to Inkmoth. I mean, maybe... No, it is a problem. Yeah, I block you. You don't fly. We need to draw maximum cards. Oh yeah, they can't do it at instant speed. That's true. They don't have... No, they can... No, it will get flying. They can... If they have enough mana, it will get flying again. Do we have anything with reach? Do you reach? Okay, give us another token. Give me another token. Token me up. Kami of Transience. Trample. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a counter on this thing at the beginning of the end step. This is useless. We need to maximize how many cards we draw here. Let's start with this thing. I desperately need to find, like, lands. Oh god, these Kami of Transiences are useless. Except that they cost 1 green, which is useful. You're not an enchantment! You are straight trash to me! Now what do? We gotta play the Naturalist. And tap out. So we have to play Naturalist first, then the Enchantress's presence. But I still don't draw as many cards. Okay, so I need to draw 2... What the hell do I even want to draw? Oh, I need to draw, On Thin Ice. And a Plains. Keck W is right. Massive Keck W. You're not enchantment. We talked about this when building the deck. Okay, that's half the equation. We got a white source. We need the On Thin Ice. Okay, so now I hope that my opponent doesn't understand the interaction. Hopefully they don't understand to give this thing flying. Okay, let's get in there. Give her. Because they have enough mana. They add mana, activate Inkmoth, put hammer on it, then give it flying again, and then... You people! You're hosting me for the no damn reason here. After I get slaughtered by this Hammer Time deck, I'm just going to donate everyone else to somebody else. But thank you very much, Aspiring Spike. This is the key to being a big streamer. Just keep streaming at like 1:30. Alright, I'll tell you the plan here. We're hoping our opponent doesn't know that they can activate Inkmoth and then give it flying after it has the Colossus Hammer on it. This is what we're hoping for. You've come at just the right time. Don't know! Don't know this! I don't know, activate Inkmoth again. Ah, they give it flying. So it's a flying Infector, and we're doomed. Does anyone have reach here? No? Alright, well then I guess I just die. Well, at least you all showed up at the right time, that you learned a lesson. You can activate Inkmoth Nexus, put the hammer on it, it loses flying, but then you can give it flying again. Well, that was not the matchup that we wanted with this deck, so, anyway, Spencer Ward. It wasn't... It was close! It was closer than we thought. And you know what? This Fang of Shigeki was like the all-star that I didn't know that we wanted. Maybe we need more Fang of Shigeki and less of this Destiny Spinner. We know this is a dud, though. This is sort of just too awkward. And this thing is awkward, because it's not an enchantment. It's just a spirit. Yeah, like it's Enchantress aggro. These cards do work together. I don't know, maybe I guess we gotta play with Utopia Sprawl just so that we jam out turn 2 Enchantress. And then it's really mana efficient. And then more mana, we draw more cards. Maybe. Maybe that's the way to do it. Well, anyway, if you're watching the stream or you're on the replay, that's it for today. We're going to thank everyone for supporting the channel. We're also going to thank our sponsors, Fusion Gaming Online and Mana Traders. This has been Nikachu playing with Spencer Ward's Enchantress in Modern.